Back again. Never left. Peace and all that other good shit to you. You know what I'm saying? In this time. So I want to talk about the shift because I really was feeling it. I just came out of a meditation and something was telling me just do a video and talk about the shift. Now, I wanted to make it where people who have not heard of any of this shit ever in life can get on board, as well as add on with people who have been in this shit for, I don't know, years upon years, right? Everything you're feeling right now is reconditioning. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and what you must first understand is that spirit moves before the physical. So a good example of this is me and you get in a race and we have the same time on land, right? We're just as fast as we're both as fast as each other. But if I put you in water and we have that same race and I'm on land, I'm going to get to the finish line first, right? The water is representative of the third dimension that we're in, whereas spirit, which would be the land, ideally in this example, there's no friction pretty much, and there is wind resistance, and that just lets you know that there's higher realms kind of shit, right? But let's just, for the sake of argument, so by the time you get finished, it's not that you're not as fast as me, it's that you're in a denser environment, and by the time you get to the end, I've already finished. The tweets have already gone out. The replays, people are already talking about it. The awards are being getting given out and whatnot. And by the time you get out the water, everything is already done. So that is how this shift works. So everything that you're experiencing now is already done. It's already done. You're just catching up to the energy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. In science, it's like the light that you see from a star that has already that is going and collapsing. It's already collapsed. You're just getting the residual light from it because it has to travel, right? You have to catch up. So that being said, we're moving. Let's look at a bigger perspective because we got 80s babies, 70s, 60s, 90s. One thing is for certain: we were all born during the Piscean age, which is about a belief, which came with imagination, and this is how religions were formed out of belief and faith, which became the foundation of knowing, which is the age of Aquarius, right? So there's no wasted generations. Everybody came as far as your 80s and 90s, everybody had their stars and everybody had their duds. You feel what I'm saying? So it's neither here or there if you look at a bigger scale. We all were in the Piscean age and we were born at the tail end. So we started to feel the shift more than our previous generations did, right? And we crossed over basically into another uh, span of time, another era. You know what I'm saying? It's been taking place. The Fifth Dimension had this song. This is the dawning of the age. That shit was in the '70s. Like you had Earth, Wind, and Fire. You had a whole lot of people going all the way back who already saw this coming. And it wasn't even just about the research for ancient cultures. It was just the feeling, the vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was just coming online. That being said, you have to recognize that ages go backwards, whereas from our perception, it goes forwards. What do I mean by that? We have just gotten out of where we at? We're in Capricorn now. From Capricorn, we go into Aquarius, into Pisces, right? We go this way. But the ages go backwards, is where we were in the Piscean age. Now we're going to the Aquarian age. Then we're going into the age of Capricorn after this 2,000 years wraps up. So it goes that way. You know what I'm saying? Uh, just a side note. This time of the year is always hard because this is ruled by Capricorn. I mean, this is Capricorn season and it's ruled by Saturn, which is a very kind of a harsh energy. It's the principal, it's the supervisor kind of energy, and it gives the biggest rewards, but it also gives you the hardest challenges. And it's ushered in by Sagittarius and Scorpio, which is death, and then the philosophy, and then the actual lessons. You know what I'm saying? So just from Scorpio alone, That's like a lot of us had to deal with things that come up from the subconscious mind, which is where we're at now. The solstice is the subconscious mind. To the Egyptians, this was the underworld, because this is the point where the sun was at the lowest, where you got like fuck around 2 hours of daylight type shit. You know what I'm saying? And this was viewed as Osiris in the underworld, but this is also representative of the subconscious mind. So things will come up. That's why it's hard for a lot of people. You remember a lot of people that you've lost, or that have passed on, or reminiscing on old times and whatnot. Almost a retrograde, and usually sometimes retrogrades appear at this time, but not so much this time. We had a lot of other shit to deal with, but to say about that process, it's just about sitting in these feelings and allowing the process to do its work without you doing anything. The work is already done. Your your path that you've already walked speaks for you. You feel what I'm saying? You're just now in the season of Saturn collecting your rewards, and if you did a good job, you're gonna move on. If not, you're gonna go behind. It's just like school, right? I'm trying to keep this straight because I had a lot come down. These channels be killing me. It makes me tired as fuck, and it's a good time to take a lot of rest and just be around people who are in your circle. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about the inner circle, people that you confide in and whatnot, and just let the energy work. I said this in a video way back in, I don't know, sometime this year, but I think it's called The Reset. But what you got to understand is, regardless of what your belief is, what your race, where you're at, where you're located, who you're with, who you're not with, all that other shit, there's always something going on that's bigger. The energies of the sun have changed. There's cosmic energies due to planets aligning a certain way that sends out waves. And no matter who you are, where you are, like I said, you got these rays. Now, some people embraced it. When the corona went out, I was happy as shit. When nobody outside but my black ass, right? I was out there getting that sun because I knew what it was doing. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it was potentially doing. Like, I had an idea, but who really knows what it's going to bring about at this time period of how it's going to transform. But regardless of what, it's going to happen. And the more steps that you've taken to do your own interpersonal work, which is letting go of certain ideas and thoughts that are outdated, embracing new ideas and concepts. This is very Aquarian. Astrology is Aquarian, you know what I'm saying, as well as humanitarian causes and technology as well. And not just technology with the electricity, because electricity is a part of the Aquarian dynamic, but the human body is electrical currents, and we have a lot of people coming online with their gifts now and getting more comfortable. Some people are expanding while other people are just coming into it, and it could be a weird process if you don't have that sounding board. So if you don't have one, it's a good time to find one, because there's plenty of people out here, you know what I'm saying, plenty of people. But yeah, it's going to happen it was going to happen anyway. There's nothing you can do to stop it. That's about as asinine as trying to stop a hurricane or a tidal wave or a force of nature. There's nothing you can do about it, right? It's out of your control. So with the readings that I've been doing lately, surrender to it was what it was saying. Surrender, time out on the field, take a break, relax, release, and reevaluate, and in all of that, the purpose will come to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go out there and search for it. It'll come to you if you're quiet and you sit in a nice, I don't want to say nice, but when you're relaxed and calm. You know what I'm saying? When you're in your own person, whatever that means to you is what I want to say. Whatever that means to you, whether it be out in nature or in the house somewhere. But fear will fuck this up for you if you let it. And allowing others' fears to influence you will fuck this up if you let it. Letting other people into your innermost manifestations will fuck it up for you. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a good time to just lay low, be quiet, and chill out. And let the process take effect. It's like the baby being born. The baby flips upside down, inverts, so ideally it comes head first. But baby has to wait for the womb to dilate. You know what I'm saying? You have to wait for the womb. You can't force that. You can't force the new birth. You have to allow the process to do its thing. You know what I'm saying? You've already done your work. You are who you are, and accepting who you are is the most important thing. As far as spirituality and all that, well, what that means is totally up to you. Spirituality is nothing but dealing with energies, astrology, tarot. All these things will teach you, and deities. These are different forms of energy that are given names so that you have something to identify with. So that if you're calling on a certain energy, if you're uh, self-love, you're looking at Oshun, you're looking at Hathor, you're looking at Kuan Yin, you know what I'm saying? From all these different cultures, it's just a different perspective of the same energy. And now that you have that focus consciously, not just unconsciously doing things, but consciously, you can put forth that effort as we start to move into this golden era, beautiful golden era. Be as unapologetic as you wish to be. Be as free and as liberated as you wish to be. Uh, your ideas and beliefs will turn into knowing, based on the faith from the old cycle, based on like religion. Don't look at everything has two sides of the coin. Don't look at some people look at religion as like, oh, like it was the scourge of the world, but that was the basis of a lot of people's relationship with spirit. And it was necessary at the time because people didn't have the knowing like we do now. Look at all the information we can just punch up on Google alone. And that's just the physical side of things. It's not even about the transmissions people are receiving at this time from who knows where. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different energies casting their influence upon the collective on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's the time a lot of us have waited for, where we know the world was fucked up in somewhere, somehow, society, the way it was being run, and that is all changing now. Do not let these motherfuckers fool you. They are not in charge of a goddamn thing. The only way they are is because you let them. I'm not opposed to people wearing masks or doing what they feel, right? But that is an imposed idea, and it's just introduced. So if enough people believe in it like money, then it becomes the reality, is what I'm saying. So you have to be careful where you put your thoughts and your energy at this time. It's really what I wanted to say is careful and mindful of where you put your energy, where you put your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, where you put your intentions, and being clear about these, very detailed. Don't just say you want $1 million. That's bullshit. That's the one layer. That's like the religious layer. You know what I'm saying, that we dealt with, where it's just one thing. Just an example. Peel back the layers. Why do you want the $1 million? Well, I want to make I have a sister. She wants to build a community for people who don't have homes. So that is the intent, not the money. You feel what I'm saying? And even further, maybe it's for women and children only, or people who have had some kind of abuse who need healing. And those kind of dynamics need to be expressed as far as your intent of why you want something to come about, why you want something to manifest. If it's a relationship, don't just say a good person. That could be a million people. Don't just say, and don't limit it to such a rigid format that you don't allow the universe to surprise you with something that even goes beyond what you had in your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's just the different virtues and qualities of a person that you would want to share your life with, or the effects and the changes that you would like to see in the world, as far as the causes you would join. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, right now is a good time. Just take a break. Just chill out. Don't do too much of anything. You know what I'm saying? Be creative and all that, expressive, but try not to overexert yourself, is what I'm saying. Let the process take hold before you start running. You know what I'm saying? Some people will be it'll be a lot easier for some people than others, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets there in their own time, but everybody gets there. You know what I'm saying? Um, far as the readings, I'm posting them mostly on the daily readings. I'm doing that on Instagram because I like the format, how easy it is just to get the message out. So I really won't be doing it too much on YouTube as I would like until I get my studio set up the way I want to. Just the little the details, right? And I will be starting to take personal readings for people who would like that. I just did one impromptu the other night, and it turned out it was like you're going to surprise yourself if you allow it. You're going to see it come through and shine if you allow it, if you surrender. So do your research. Be mindful that we have a lot of fake imposters out here who've been, if you haven't been in the spiritual community, we'll tell you that they came at us this year. They came at us hard, you know what I'm saying? On all levels, trying to be relevant, trying to keep the old paradigm alive, you know what I'm saying? Didn't ride. There's always a bigger plan in play, and they were just pawns in it, you know what I'm saying, on the board. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. You weren't crazy for all the things that you couldn't explain. Now's the time to get those answers. All you have to do is ask. You know what I'm saying? Or seek out somebody who you feel can help you, who could guide you to further your journey and get on your purpose. You don't want employment, you want purpose. You know what I'm saying? And to be the best version of yourself, who you came here to be. And it's beyond who you thought you were. So allow that to happen and take the steps to release that old idea of who you think or thought you were or the world around you is. Okay? Keep an open mind, keep an open heart. Peace.